Morning, everybody. Welcome to LOCPod. We are Indiana's most dangerous podcast, live from the Lick,
I'm going to
French
put
Lick,
my
Indiana.
sunglasses on.
What's the matter, man?
I'm barely over the I thought we were on vacation till September 8th.
Yeah, nice to see everybody. Welcome back. This is a special pop-up episode. We've done this 3 years in a row from French Lick. We are here for Indiana's Democratic Editorial Association annual Democratic, not fundraiser.
It makes it sound like there's journalists everywhere.
That's how it started, actually. It started off, and now there's a couple journalists, and one of them's going to be on here a little later on. We got Adam Wren coming on as a guest in about a half hour.
Porterville founder Adam Wren.
Right. So we got that. We got a lot of great elected officials here that are going to be coming on to visit today. We should be on for about an hour or so, but I want to remind everybody, September 8th, we're back on the air. We're on our summer hiatus right now, but September 8th, we're back on twice a week like always. So thanks for watching. We miss you guys. And Kevin's running the show today, so if the show is boring, don't blame me.
Can't you tell I haven't said like 5 words? But actually, one of the things I'm looking forward to talking about on September 8th is talking about our summer, because you're going to hear all about the LOCPod trip to San Francisco. You're going to hear all about the festival. You're going to hear all about Tom's...
Say it.
No.
I don't know what you're
But we're going to
saying.
talk right now about a little bit of French Lick.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm waking up.
It's like your brain shut off.
I'm
for a
barely
second
here.
there. Yeah.
Talk about the boat ride yesterday.
Yeah, we're in French Lick right now, and we do things traditionally every year the same way. This is a trip. I take all of the all my top campaign aides, all the male top campaign aides. I do catch crap from Marissa every year for this boys trip, but it's the last boys trip I have, and we come down here, and all the Democrats from all over the state of Indiana drive to French Lick from all corners of the state. It's a great. I've done this 20 years in a row. It's such a wonderful time. It's usually 110 degrees every summer. And
I think
really nice
it's interesting because it's always good to run into a lot of people. I mean, for example, just yesterday we're walking up the porch, and former governor and Senator Evan Bayh is just walking up the porch.
Yeah,
and it was good to see Evan, and he makes it a point to be here every year, just like the Pastrick tradition of making sure there's sausage at the golf outing every year.
Yeah,
Kevin Pastrick's here, and hung out with him as well. So it's just a great traditional place. You can see the background here. It's full of American flags and the beautiful background of French Lick and the Hoosier National Forest. So it's really cool
to
be here.
Right smack dab in the middle of the forest. And if you've never been to French Lick, Indiana, it's about an hour, little over an hour south of Bloomington, Indiana. It's right in the middle of the Hoosier National Forest, like Kevin said. And it's the hotel is like 100 plus years old. It's like the Shining Hotel, right?
Yeah, it's got really wide hallways and really big doors.
All you need is those 2 little girls at the end of the hallway, and it would scare the crap out of
I
anybody.
think John saw them last night.
I did.
Yeah.
The elevator opened. I ran away. What's up, everyone?
Nice to see you, man.
Good to see you, too.
We're without the notorious LMP, and we're without Jill. So
Well, it's a guy's trip.
It is a guy's trip. Sorry, Jill. Sorry, notorious LMP. But we miss you, and we'll see you guys September 8th as well.
And we've got our business manager, Steve Kellogg,
Steve
wearing
Kellogg's here.
some
Good to see you.
LOCPod swag.
Yeah, man. Hey, by the way, that baseball night turned out really nice.
That was another thing, right?
Yeah.
Oilman Stadium.
Yeah. We've been doing good.
Oh,
We've been
yeah.
keeping it
Thanks to Tom's great auctioning prowess, we were able to get 40 tickets to the Oilman game up in Whiting.
I'm getting a tattoo on the air today.
That's another thing that's going to happen.
A temporary 2 of them. Yeah, temporary tattoos.
Zach Brown's in the house.
They're cool. Zach's here.
Allie's
yeah.
in the house.
Oh, yeah.
I think the first person we should drag on, though, is Councilman Mishler from...
Are we going to do ads first? Or are we
Elkhart.
going to...
Yeah, let's do some ads real quick, and let's get Councilman Mishler
Hang
up
on,
there.
we're going to be
I love
rolling
his
guests
jacket.
through. And at about 11:30, we're going to be bringing on Adam Wren from Importantville. We'll talk a little bit politics, about Indiana politics. I promised I was going to ask Adam a couple tough questions, and he promised me to return the favor. So should be a good show. We're going to be on about an hour or so stick with us. We do miss you guys, but it has been nice. I got a lot of great stuff to talk about September 8th when we're back on the air. But let's go ahead and do some ads right now, and then we'll come back and we'll start bringing our guests in. We'll start off with Tortillas Nuevo Leon. Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
No song today.
No song today.
No song.
We're
You
on the
can sing
road,
it.
man.
Tortillas
Thank you.
Nuevo Leon. Esa solo tortillas tu familia. Okay, all right, we got
That
it.
was pretty good.
I brutalized it. Hey, Councilman, what's up?
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana with a 30-year legacy of excellence. Misprint specializes in delivering top-quality signs and printing that are always on time and within budget. Their experienced team, led by Rick Baltensberger, combines innovation and technology to offer custom, commercial, and on-demand printing services and metal business cards, which we don't have with us today. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions that leave a lasting impression. Visit us at misprint.com to bring your vision to life today.
They changed the read.
I don't think that's even their website. You got to check that.
They changed the read.
I think it's like Misprint USA or something.
Yeah. Ron J. Customer Insurance
He's
Agency.
like, what?
The Customer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Customer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses in all the Chicagoland and in the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103.
Why do you make me always read this?
Are you facing legal challenges and don't know who to call? Who are you going to call? Kuklakis. Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and in Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Who are you going to call? Kuklakis. Do you need help forming your business? Who are you going to call? Kuklakis. That's who. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Kevin Smith. Who are you going to call?
Don't put me on the spot.
That's right. No matter what your legal issue is, call the best in the business. Kuklakis Law. The best lawyer in Northwest Indiana at 219-671-6347. Hablamos Español.
Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business, Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 54 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranty in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
Calumet Brewing.
That's it. We're going all the way?
Oh, okay.
We're going to do the rest before Adam.
We'll do that rest before Adam. All right, let's go ahead. Introduce a good friend, a gentleman from the city of Elkhart. He's been a councilman in Elkhart. You're in your second term, about to start your second term?
This is my first term, 3 years in, running for re-election here.
That's right. This is
Aaron. Aaron, 3 years in, or 3 terms in? Are you going for your fourth?
3 years in, I was
3 years
caucus
in.
in.
Okay, so this is your first.
Yes.
This is your
on
first
the ballot.
But this is Aaron Mishler, a councilman from the city of Elkhart. Let's give it up for Aaron, everybody. Yeah. So, Aaron, you were caucused in your first time. So, what, like a year after the term started?
Yeah. Jerry Roberts, who served in the first district before me, he adopted some kids and had to move to a larger property because he was living downtown in an apartment, didn't have the space for him. And when he stepped down, I raised my hand up to go for the seat and managed to win the caucus against a couple other really qualified candidates.
Awesome,
there.
man.
So, yeah.
And you've done a great job. I know that firsthand because I've been through your city. It's awesome. I know you and the Mayor Rod, are a great team and doing great things.
He's unopposed, actually.
I am too.
Wow.
It's
What's
the
going on
first
with that?
time in Elkhart City history that the Republicans have not put up a candidate to run against.
Is it because he's so good, or is it because it's a helpless case, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Yeah?
A little bit of both.
I think that's in my case, honestly. I think it's a little bit of both. It's not that the Republican Party in the region loves me. I think they're just like of the opinion we're not going to beat them, so let's just leave them alone. You know?
Oh yeah, I think we've had significant business growth. We were ranked as one of the top destinations for home builders in the United States. We had the lowest unemployment rate in the entire United States at 0.9%.
Whoa.
You're making me look bad, you know.
Hey,
I got a city too here. So
Basically, you're saying
You're doing
it's
all
better
right
than
over there. You're doing all right over there.
Yeah.
No, but faced with that, our opposition has collapsed, man.
That's great. Isn't that a good feeling?
Do you know Chad Crabtree, our county chair?
Uh-huh.
He signed up to
He's a
run in
great
our
guy. Great chairman.
in the city's second district,
Uh-huh.
and former Mayor Neese put his name on the ballot to run against it because first Neese was state senator, then he was in the state house, then he was mayor, then he decided to run for district councilman. So normally it's the other way, but Tim wanted to do it that way. But he dropped out at the last day last month, and they haven't filled anyone to take the seat. So Chad just walked in and took the seat. First time we've held the second district in Elkhart in over 50 years.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Elkhart, for those of you that aren't familiar, the biggest RV center in the world. I know in the country, it's RV.
I see the RV Hall of Fame
Oh yeah, we got
on the
the
way down the toll road.
right?
We are a massive manufacturing city, really blue collar.
Yeah.
But we're working to diversify that as much as we can. We got a thriving downtown. Working to we like what you're doing over there with your music festivals, trying to build an
That's
amphitheater
awesome.
in ours right now
Good
too.
for you.
So, yeah.
That's great. You know, you could totally do it, and you can get top-notch artists. It just takes a couple. You know, it took us probably 5 or 6 years before we started getting a real big name acts. But you start off, and you know, each year it's really worth it.
Well, Aaron, let me ask you, how many is Elkhart set up like Hammond, where you got 9 council members?
Yep, we have 9 council members.
6
we have
districts,
6
3 at large?
districts, 3 at large,
And you represent a district?
the first district.
And no Republican competition this fall, is that right?
I do have an opponent. Now that you mention it, actually, the Republicans couldn't find an opponent against me, so they actually allowed my vice precinct chair, my ex-vice precinct chair, who's my neighbor, who just
Whoa.
doesn't like me for whatever personal reason, to run against me. It's an interesting race, man. I got to tell you, like
You should call code enforcement
You're
on your
going
neighbor.
against your
all the time.
yeah.
her
Grass is too high again.
like her website was navy blue for a while.
Oh yeah.
And she still has calls for climate change protests on her website. And,
Nice.
and I'm like, you should have just ran against me in the primary. I don't know what you're doing, but, you know, it's still a tough
Former
district.
vice chair.
Yeah, it's still not taking anything for granted and just trying to fight the good fight up there for the residents of the
How
first
old are you,
district
Aaron?
in Elkhart. 35.
Really? That's incredible. So you were what, 32 when you got elected?
Yep.
That's a good number. I was 34 when I was first elected, first time. It's good to see young people. Are you the youngest person in pretty much Elkhart County, or like is there people younger than you running for office or in office?
At least in Elkhart City. I can't speak about Goshen. Goshen's doing really well, too. We're fighting the good fight down there, too. But I know I'm the
Goshen's
youngest.
a gorgeous city.
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
It's not as good as Elkhart, but it's pretty
No,
close.
I love Elkhart too, and I tell you, I love your mayor and I love your council. I think you guys are doing great work in Elkhart. And Aaron, you were such a huge lift for me every time I was campaigning. You're always
Yeah.
out there helping me, and I just wanted one of the nice things about this weekend, Kevin, at French Lick was we lost so abruptly, and we just like went off the radar. And it's sort of nice for me to be able to go around and tell people like Aaron, you know, how much it meant to me, all the work you did for me. I really,
Well, a lot of
I
people
really
we haven't
appreciate it.
seen since November.
Right.
That's what another great thing about French Lick is you're able to get together. So
Yeah.
But Aaron, good luck with everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you coming
Thank you.
on.
I appreciate
Love
you,
the
Aaron.
jacket.
Thanks, Councilman.
Thank
Love
You're
the
one of
Star
best in the
Trek
state.
emblem.
Thank you.
going. You're going. A Trekkie himself. Thanks,
Yeah.
Aaron.
So give it
Bye,
up
man.
for Aaron Mitchell, everybody. Yeah, good to see you, Councilman. Thanks.
You know, somebody I just saw out there was Councilman Miles Nelson, who's running for Mayor of Carmel.
I know. I think Greg Taylor's coming on next.
Senator
Okay.
Taylor,
Yeah,
our minority
right.
leader in the Senate's coming
Yeah.
on.
Let's go. Come on in.
Senator
Let's give it up
Taylor.
for
Don't get
Senator
Miles
Greg
up here.
Taylor,
What's up,
everybody.
Senator, how are you, man?
Indiana
Good to see you.
Senator. What's up? Nice to see you, Greg. How's it
There you
going,
go, sir.
I know you and I talk about this every time we see each other, but one of the funny facts about Greg and I, we've known each other a long time, right, Senator?
Long time.
And I have the distinct pleasure of being able to say I actually piloted Senator in a plane across the country. It was
How'd you like that?
That experience is not discussed in public. I had a few choice words for this guy.
he
sitting
literally
to my
pulled
left.
me out of the co-pilot seat.
My
Pulled
memory
me-
of that story is he woke up
Yeah.
and you were in the pilot
But the
seat.
good thing is he was sleeping while I was flying, right? That's how smooth
Maybe
it
that
was,
woke him
right?
up.
It was a smooth flight. Let's just leave it at that.
So this is
There's
funny
a-
though. So he wakes up, Joe Smith's in there, and Joe Smith and Greg have known each other most of your
yeah.
life.
Oh,
right?
Oh yeah.
So Greg wakes up, it's a super small plane, and Greg's like, "Where's the mayor?" And Joe points up at the cockpit, and that was it. Greg's like, "No, he's not." He like
was
grabbed
having
me.
none of that.
He's like, "Get your ass back here right now!" Like grab me.
Flying a small 6-passenger prop jet with somebody who has never flown a plane.
I was in the
before.
Navy, man. Come on.
What's that got
That's
to do
usually.
with flying a plane?
Don't you know how many times he talks about he's underwater? What-
Yeah,
Come on, man. I was a service
we-
guy.
That's got nothing to do with flying a plane.
I had some choice words for him and Joe. That's all I'm going to say.
Senator, thanks for what you do for Indiana. You know, you're doing such a great job, and I know it's a tough job being an Indiana senator right now with the numbers that stacked up the way they are, but I tell you, I think you're very effective at your job. You know, so how optimistic are you about the future and continue building on that number?
Well, here's the deal. What I always tell people is I've coined this phrase. You got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable to be in the Senate and be a Democrat. So I've established relationships across the aisle, and we had 10 members this year. All 10 got a piece of legislation passed in the session.
That's incredible.
That
That does not
Good
happen.
leadership.
Yes, and and really it's about taking small victories, and then when the big stuff comes up, we fight like hell. And I believe in that. That's what I've been doing my whole life. So it kind of comes natural to me to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think that the leadership on the other side of the aisles recognize that about me. There's some things that I don't like. There's some things that I won't put up with. And I think that has established what we have. As far as seats, we've got a couple good opportunities coming up in 2024. And I'll tell you this, the other side of the aisle right now in the Senate, they're kind of fractured.
Yeah, man.
And, that provides a really good opportunity for you to just, thread the needle and go and get legislation passed.
Well,
So-
I think that's what you see, when you have too much power.
Absolutely.
They start fighting amongst themselves, and as long as we can stay unified. And one thing I think you do real well, Greg, is that you, number one, you don't back down. Number one, you make sure to call them out when you have to. And I think, number three, you've been a great leader for our side in the Senate. I just think you're a good voice for what we're trying to accomplish. And I encourage you to keep going because you're making all of us proud.
Well, that's what it's all about. I mean, at the end of the day, we are there to play defense, and when we get the chance to play offense, we have to be strategic about it. My members. First of all, let me say this: I have 9 of the best colleagues that I could ever have in the legislature because we all have an understanding, different topics, different understandings, and boy, our freshman legislator, Andrea Hundley.
She's great.
Oh, goodness. Let
She
me
is
tell
great.
you.
I remember campaigning with her when I was running for Senate. She's top notch.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, she put the nail in the coffin on a couple of issues and left them kind of like, who is this lady?
Let me ask you a
And-
question, Senator. If you could pass one piece of legislation in Indiana, like right now, and that doesn't have to do with abortion, because I think when you talk to most Hoosier Democrats, that's what they're going to answer. If outside of the choice issue, what piece of legislation would you pass, and you think would do the most good for the state?
Cannabis.
I love you, man.
Well,
I appreciate
Was
it.
that a setup question?
No, it was not. Actually, I was thinking it was going to go someplace else. I was thinking of redistricting reform personally, but I do love the cannabis
Yeah,
issue.
yeah.
Listen, we are trying to fool ourselves into thinking that 37 other states have it wrong. What we're going to find ourselves in is in a position when the federal government moves cannabis to a Schedule II drug and then takes a fee from the citizens of the state of Indiana. We're going to be kicking ourselves because we haven't done anything on that issue. And I'm going to tell you, let me finish because I think it's important to understand. Cannabis is something that all of us, at least if we're honest about it, have been around, have used it, have done things that, for all intents and purposes might be coined illegal right now. But look at the rest of the country. They've said, listen, it's here, it's going to stay.
Right.
It's the same thing when
Make it a revenue generator.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Make it safe. Regulate it. I mean,
That's right.
we're surrounded up by us with Illinois, Michigan.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
What do? We regulate the shit out of alcohol. I mean, and the reason why we do it is because before it was illegal. When you regulate it, you can hopefully control the distribution, you control the networks and it provides resources to deal with our mental health crisis,
Yep.
to
That's
deal
it.
with our
Get you off
drug
the opioids.
crisis. Yes, absolutely.
And we're fooling ourselves if we think people aren't doing it. That's one thing. It's funny. I've been coming to IDEA for 20 years, and I have to say, this year I've noticed it more than in other years. You smell it.
I'd
in the
agree with
air.
that.
Even here in Indiana, people are doing it. Believe it or
Open
not,
and
right?
notorious.
It is open and notorious. That is one of the things I noticed. It seems like it's a lot more.
I went to the
sweet-smelling.
Snoop concert 2 weeks ago.
Probably
Yeah.
nothing going on there.
Yeah, it was going on there. I imagine.
in Ruoff.
I went to
in
the
Ru-
Dead show in
in
Ruoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going on.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Senator. Well, listen, thanks for coming on. I want to keep We're gonna keep rolling. We got some guests
Senator
coming.
Greg Taylor, I appreciate you very much as
One
a
of the
friend,
best.
as a guy that's known you for 20 years, and I think you're doing a very effective job in a leadership position.
My man.
Thanks, thanks,
Keep up
Greg.
the
Give it
good
up for
work.
Greg Taylor,
Thanks,
everybody.
Senator. All right, man.
Indiana
Good to see
Senate
you.
Minority Leader. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
So who's next, Steve?
We're gonna
All
get,
look at this, Miles Nelson coming in. Hi, Miles. How's
Oh,
it going?
what's up, Miles?
This is
Come
the
on in.
gentleman. He's the Democratic nominee in the city of Carmel, running for mayor. Miles Nelson, and a friend of mine, a guy I haven't seen in a while, but I keep up with on social media. Nice to see you, Miles. How's everything going?
Oh, everything is going great. Happy to be here. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. You know,
I
Miles,
missed you.
one of the things I hear I know this because of campaigning is what's going on in Carmel. It's really purple turning more blue.
It's what needs to happen with the rest of the state of Indiana. It's
Right.
happening in Carmel. It's happening in Fisher.
So when we tell people, you know, we got great council candidates in Carmel running, we got a great mayor's candidate running for Carmel, people look at us funny, like, in Carmel? And it's like, so tell us, Miles, what's going on in Carmel? Tell me, Miles, what's going on in Carmel? You've lived there your whole life, so.
Right. Well, so I've lived there for 20 years,
Oh, sorry.
and it's a dynamic city. As it's had a lot of success. Our Mayor
gorgeous.
Brainerd. I think you're in second place right now, and you're
I
going
am.
to soon to
I'm about
pass
to.
him soon. But he's been an amazing visionary, and he's built Carmel into a city that's just a beacon of light, beacon of hope to other cities around the country. And our mayor's stepping down.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned, now having knocked on over 16,000 doors, the residents are concerned. Our school district is concerned. Families are concerned, senior citizens, young professionals. What's it going to look like from here on out?
Uh-huh.
And I want to keep the city moving forward.
I agree with you.
Miles,
You know-
you've sat on the council for 4 years now, right? And if I remember right, you were the first Democratic elected city council member in a while. Is that right?
First time ever.
First time ever.
the first
in Carmel.
Democrat elected in Carmel.
All right.
That's right.
Now you have a full slate of candidates running, because I know most of the
Right.
candidates running.
Right. I think that is what you were mentioning earlier. That's how it all begins.
Yeah.
When there's kind of a one-party dominant city, it just takes one victory, and then it just shows that there's plenty of opportunity for others.
But Kevin and I were talking about this the other day. When I was running for U.S. Senate, Kev, there was multiple counties in Indiana where there wasn't even a Democrat filed, which is like an admission. Like, we have no presence whatsoever in Scott County or whatever county you're talking about. Like, we have to at least file the candidates, even if it's a hopeless cause. You have to at least get them on the ballot and start generating that excitement, right?
And so people, and that's the thing, I always remember talking to some of the county chairs, and it's like, I just want to fill up my ballot, because the people that are running, you may have a Democratic label on your name, but it's like, oh, that's Joe the policeman, or that's, Susan the teacher. And they know people because they're in the
Right.
community. And that's the idea. Get them on the ballot so we can get people out voting and hopefully elect Democratic officials throughout the state. Miles, one of the things I'm curious about, because coming from the council and now running for mayor, how does your vision change from, oh, this is my council district, or this is my vision as mayor of Carmel?
So, as you guys know, Mayor Tom especially, that the issues that we deal with on a city level are neither red nor blue. They're just people issues.
True story.
People want solutions. So as a district counselor, in my district, I'm focused on those individuals' issues. But as mayor, now you put on kind of different shoes, a different hat. You think of it differently. You think of it now as being a visionary, but with the wherewithal and the backbone and the strength and the political will to actually bring these ideas to fruition. And you're thinking about the future, not just the immediate issue at hand, but you're thinking, how does this development, how does this solution benefit not just us, but our children, our grandchildren, future generations? I mean, I like to think that Mayor Brainerd has done a wonderful job. Mayor Tom, you've done a brilliant job as well. I think moving forward, I'm going to follow kind of your lead.
Well, we're friends, so it's going to be easy to work together.
But with the focus, one of the things that I really see as being critical is we have 140 different corporate headquarters in Carmel. They're doing an amazing job. They tell me that they need more talent, more young professionals who can fill those jobs. And so one of the things that I want to do is focus on creating a regional sense of economic growth. So by partnering with our sister cities in Hamilton County and Boone County, in Marion County, and really focusing on cheering each other on, benefiting from one another. It's a competitive world, as you know.
No doubt about
We're
it.
losing young people and in businesses to Charlotte, Nashville, Denver. I want to be able to stand up toe to toe and compete and win those opportunities and retain our young people and recruit more.
These are things you know also because your full-time job outside of being in elected office, your job is you're a promoter and recruiter, right?
That's right.
You own your own business?
Yes, I do. I own a company that does executive search. So I work with a lot of these companies, not just in the region, but around the state and around the country. And everybody realizes just how competitive it is to win talent. It really is something that you need to be able to be different. And you do that by walking young people's talk. That means focusing on the environment. They want to live in places that
Things
takes
that
care of
young
the
people care
environment.
about, right?
They also want to live in places that are welcoming.
Well, I
So-
was just going to say, welcoming is important, and Indiana has challenges sometimes at the state level about welcoming people. But I think at the local level, I know the mayor, for example, in Hammond, there's been a welcoming ordinance passed, resolution passed. The
We
mayor
did it,
signed.
especially during RIFRA,
Yeah.
when things were real rough in Indiana, when Governor Pence was in office and he offended basically every state in the United States of America. We were all passing these ordinances because we wanted people to know, especially where I live. Chicago's right next door. I want people in Chicago to look at us like, hey, I want to live there,
In this new economy where people don't have to be in the office, I could see where Hammond would be.
Totally.
The hybrid capital of the world.
I appreciate
I want
it.
Carmel to be the same way.
Yeah.
And
Miles, you're a great guy, man.
Thank
And
you. Mayor Tom.
by the way,
Thanks,
interesting
Mayor.
fact about Miles is my first fundraiser for Indiana Senate.
Yeah.
It was Miles and his sister Jenny
Absolutely.
hosted me in a funeral home.
That's
funny
right.
enough.
In their funeral home. It was beautiful.
It was awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, no body, by the way. It was just,
No.
So it was awesome. My first fundraiser, and we did really well, and I made great friends, and it was a packed house, and that's when I saw the energy going on.
Yep.
In
In
it was
Carmel.
In
Well,
Carmel.
good luck
Yeah.
this fall. We're hoping to see you next year and calling
That's
you mayor.
Miles Nelson. If we want to donate to your campaign, how do we do that?
Act Blue or Miles4mayor.com.
Miles,
right.
MILES, 4mayor.com.
Correct.
Thanks, Miles Nelson.
Thank
you,
For
gentlemen.
Carmel. Good to see you, bud. Give it up for Miles Nelson, everybody.
All right, Miles. Good seeing you. Good luck with everything. All right, buddy. Well, you want to bring some more people up?
Who-
You want to
who's
do
going- where are we
ads? We
going
got
next?
Zach and Allie.
Oh, right.
We got-
Zach
or
and
do you
I
guys
think-
want to do now, or you want to do later? You want to do later? Let's do
Let's
now.
go. Yeah, come on in.
And then we're gonna do ads. Have Adam in.
I'm getting a tattoo out here.
Everybody knows Zach
Is
Brown.
this gonna hurt? Hey, this is Zach Brown, the famous Zach Brown. He's campaign manager for my campaign.
Yeah,
She's a-
you got it. We need
Come
some
on
room
in,
for
Come
Allie.
on in. Hi, this is Councilor Allie Brown, Indianapolis City Councilor. How you doing, Allie?
I'm great.
Good
How
friend
are
of
you?
mine. She's the wife of Zach.
Testing.
Wow, look
Zach,
at you.
what's up, man? Nice to
You
see
know
you,
the
bud.
Bears play the Colts today. I don't know if I like that Colts hat on today, man. You doing that on purpose?
Well, we went to the Cubs game and we saw what happened when,
Yeah.
when I wore my Brave stuff.
Yeah,
so
man. Yeah, man. That was rough.
that was the only. You were. It just figures the one game the mayor brings you
of course,
to.
yeah, and then the Cubs win
Cubs
the
win the
next
next
two
two.
when we're not there.
Yeah.
So, how you doing, Counselor?
I'm doing great. I'm
Yeah?
having a great time.
Indianapolis taking care of you?
Yeah. Indianapolis is, right now, as we speak, they're opening up the brand new branch of the library in my district, and I am so excited.
That's so
That's
cool.
great.
It's awesome. It seems like there are hundreds of people there. So
Love libraries.
Yeah.
It's
It's-
the
it's
first
awesome.
certified autism center
In
that
the
is a
state.
library in,
Oh,
the,
no
in
way.
the state of
and
Indiana.
only
Yeah.
the fifth in the nation. So
Oh,
it's really
sweet. Right.
exciting.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
be very, very proud
I'm
of it.
so excited. I'm
That's
so
super
excited.
cool.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Zach was telling me some of those tattoos are fake, or not fake, temporary,
Yeah.
and some are permanent.
On me?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
It's the bright ones.
It's about half and half. It's hard
Yeah.
to tell, to be honest.
My fave is though your Region Rat one. Where's that one?
Down here.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
I
That's
don't know if you
permanent.
can see on
Yeah.
TV.
That's a
I am
permanent.
from Portage, so despite what Tom may say when he's angry and mean,
I do
Portage
not.
is part of the
I am
region.
the region is big in my world. It goes all the way out to LaPorte.
This is a welcoming.
Portage count.
we
Yeah,
just
I'm
talked about being
I'm
welcoming.
big arms.
here.
The region, we're open arms where we live.
So I bring my
Yeah.
region ratness to the
You're
Indianapolis
a
Council,
badass.
and I think
You're-
it's pretty obvious
Yeah.
sometimes.
Do you and
Yeah.
Zach, when you go home at night, do you guys ever not talk politics? That's my question.
I'm just happy we're no longer talking about you every night.
Wow. Wow. Like
I
pillow
would
talk.
call it
Like I'm falling asleep and he'd tap me and be like, "I got an idea," and I'm like, "God damn it!"
You don't like talking about me at night, Counselor? Come on.
I just constant. No, it's.
I
it's,
stopped calling your husband at 11 o'clock at night, I
Yeah,
promise. Okay. I call him at more decent hours now.
No, it's great. We both work in the same space. We actually met here
That's
on the
right.
porch.
11 years
French Lick,
ago.
11 years ago, just on the other side of the
You
Aw.
never know who
Aw.
you're going to meet on the
Allen
porch.
County
Where
Chair
did
Derek
you?
Camp
Where? Hold on.
introduced
Let me
us.
ask. I'm gonna ask Zach. I
Yeah.
want him to mess up. Okay. I want to know
It's like the
exactly.
newlywed game.
I want to know exactly in French Lick where Zach met you, and I'm not asking.
Okay.
you.
I'll tell
I
you,
know
and it's not even what we just said.
Yeah.
It was in a hospital. It was in a Ed Delaney, Christina Hale, Scott Reski
Oh no.
hospitality
Oh, that's
suite
going back.
Deep cut.
in one of these rooms up here.
Which
yeah, it
room?
was what a hospital.
Yeah, I know. Right? I don't know.
Dude, see, I would know exactly which room. You know, that's how
And I was
roll,
hanging
but-
out with Derek Camp, who used to live in Auburn,
I
Indiana.
just saw
Oh,
Derek.
yeah.
And so did Allie, and she walked in, and he introduced us, and that was that.
Bam. French Lick.
It was
Where
Denny's
magic
and love
is made.
forever, you know? Yeah.
Magic is made here.
So
It's
rumor-
There's
correct.
3 of us. There's 3 relationships that are still going. There's myself and Zach. Then you have Carrie Hamilton, Representative Carrie Hamilton, and her husband met here.
Oh no way!
And
I did not
Martha
know that.
Nice, who for a long time 9th District Chair.
3 that are-
amazing woman. She and her husband met
3
here.
that are
And
still
Also-
going. There's a lot that still
There's
are.
a lot that happened, but the 3 of us. There's always a
3
chance.
lasted.
Some of them don't last the weekend.
No comment on that one.
rumor has it you've got something to do for Mayor Tom today.
Yeah. So I did a fundraiser yesterday, putting on fake tattoos because I thought, what's a Weird Alley thing to do? And
That's an
tattoos are
awesome
one of
thing to
them.
do.
So I wanted, because I know you have, which blows my mind, 0 tattoos.
I know. 6 years in the Navy.
Zero.
Zero.
And a giant Grateful Dead fan, 0 tattoos.
I know.
I mean, you'd think there'd be a bear somewhere. But
I know.
Maybe
right?
there is.
I know. I'm working on it. I'm
so
gonna-
I have 2
Lower
black
back.
light active tattoos.
Okay.
So we're gonna put them on your arms. So tonight, when you go to the Black and Brown Get Down, you'll
Nice.
be ready to party with
I'm
the
down.
light up tattoos. And they
Does
stay.
this doesn't
one's
hurt?
from last night.
This one's fake.
How long
this
does
one's
it stay
fake.
for?
This one's fake.
How long
Well,
do they stay out for?
They'll stay as long as you let them for up to about a week. You can take
Okay.
them off with hand sanitizer like
Awesome.
that. So yeah. So I'm gonna put that on, and you can keep talking to Zach or.
Okay, let's
yeah.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
Put on my guns.
Oh, you went on the gun. Sun's
Yeah.
out, guns out. Here we go. I'll hold
Let's
that.
go. I like it.
I'm so professional.
I like these colors. It's super cool.
Yeah. So if you see people walking around with giant tattoos that they didn't have yesterday, that's because we hung out.
This is just like the ones we did when we were a kid, right?
It's exactly.
They're
So how
just a
much
little
are people
fancy.
paying? How much do I owe you after this? You said as a
Well,
fundraiser.
instead of-
She's like, that'll be $1,000.
I was gonna say average was,
Thanks,
was
Mayor.
around $250. I think that's minimum, really.
Well, I would
Just
ask,
out of
instead
respect.
given to Allie for Indy that you give to Deb Whitfield for Lawrence.
I will give to Deb Whitfield
Oh,
for
there we
Lawrence.
go.
I am lucky
I
enough
like
to
that.
be like you and be uncontested, but
Oh, isn't that
I
beautiful?
really need Deb Whitfield to win the mayor of Lawrence.
I
so-
want Deb Whitfield to win for Mayor
We spent
Lawrence
some
also.
time with Deb last night.
I was hanging with Deb last
She's
night.
great.
Yes, we had a great
Giving
dinner.
her all my mayor advice.
Yep.
I don't know
I'm
if that's
excited
good or
about
not.
her, and there's a possibility.
Oh,
of us
whoa.
having a full-
Hey.
There you go.
Okay.
See that?
that
Show
is
the
cool.
On your other side,
show the
yeah.
camera.
I'm getting a tattoo. That's it.
So
Win.
the thing was, a lot of people got these yesterday, and then they went to the casino last night and had a few drinks, and a lot of people said they're making theirs permanent. So,
They're
Mayor,
what?
can I just lay down a challenge
What's this? What did you say?
It's like,
to
what?
make yours permanent?
Oh,
what I
thank you.
thought he
I thought you
said.
said something else, actually.
What did you say?
I said lay down a challenge to make
To
his
make yours
permanent.
permanent.
I just
Oh,
want to know.
Yeah, I thought he said
What did you
something
think?
else.
What did you think
I
I
did
said?
too. I said sperm.
I thought it
Oh.
was something about sperm, right?
Permanent.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
LOCPod is off the rails.
yeah make,
Everybody,
make
I
it-
was like, LOCPod.
I thought you
just-
said like putting sperm in
That
it or
wouldn't
something
be.
what I
like
thought
that.
you
All right,
said.
that wouldn't be the worst thing somebody said
Yeah,
on this
it's like,
podcast.
Why
before.
does that make
not
it
even
stay
close.
longer?
Not even close. That may not even be top 10.
That's not even top 10.
Hey, I love it.
We need a highlights channel, top 10.
love it.
Yes.
You know,
Lowest moments.
points.
Thanks, Allie.
I'm glad to be on one of
Awesome.
those.
It's always good to see Counselor
But-
Allie and
Hey,
Zach.
am I allowed to talk about what's going on at Indy Council or
No.
no? Okay.
All right.
I'm not
That's
going
for
to then,
that's for
like-
season 10.
That's the
fair.
second time I almost blew it on this show.
We got a lot of great
Second?
people.
I love
Council.
it. We got a lot of great people.
We gotta
running
get
for
'em
council.
I always
reelected.
get in trouble when I'm with Tom.
We
so.
got to keep the majority in Indianapolis.
Here we
I love how
go.
quickly-
That's the focus.
At least he asked.
Yeah.
I did ask. Usually I just
Sometimes he doesn't ask.
LOCPod, I don't usually ask.
I've gotten over the morning of every morning going, what did Tom say?
Yeah,
Now I'm nervous
yeah.
again.
You don't have to be
Yeah,
nervous anymore.
every Tuesday and
I
Friday.
just get myself in trouble now.
I would wake
Not
up.
the whole campaign
No,
team.
Actually, every Tuesday and Friday, I'd wake up and listen to the podcast, and then I'd wait for an email from Adam Wren.
Yeah. See what happens.
Was Adam listening this morning?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We'll
Adam
know,
was listening.
we'll know in
We'll know
about
if we get
30
an
minutes.
email. Right.
Adam was listening, yeah. So, all
right,
right,
well,
let's
listen,
give it
thank
up
you
for
for
the
you guys
power
coming
duo
on.
from
Appreciate it.
Indianapolis. We got Zach Brown and Allie, the Counselor Allie. Let's give it up for everybody,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for
Counselor.
having us, guys.
Thanks for the tattoos.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Thanks, brother.
right, man. Oh, yeah, here, let me get. You good?
So we're going to do ads, and then we're going to pull it on Adam.
you, honey.
All right, let's go. I'll start
right.
the ads right now.
Good.
All right, everybody, we're going to have Adam Wren up next, so hang with us. We're starting at Cal Brew, right? Busch Light is the coldest and smoothing light lager there is, and they are serious about cracking a cold one and headed for the mountains. We are excited about packing a cooler and heading to the outdoors. They were the number 4 on the track at NASCAR and cracking cold ones with some of the
Whoa.
best country music stars today. If all that sounds like a good time to you, let's crack one for the farmers and head over to Cal Brew on Facebook or Instagram to find a Busch Light Igloo Cooler sweeps running through September. You can also head over to Busch.com and their social media pages to see all of the things the great family of beers has going on. Head for the mountains of Busch Light with beers and cheers responsibly.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outside patio that serves its award-winning craft beer, a chef-driven food menu, and craft draft cocktails. Our brewing equipment and production facility offer a unique backdrop for private events like bridal showers, reunions, or corporate parties. And with Byway's new food truck, they can now cater corporate and private events off-site. Byway Brewing is conveniently located just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit on the south border of Hammond. Please visit us and let us show that your customer service is our top priority. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer.
They changed all the reads this year.
Yeah,
didn't
it's
it?
like I'm
Brutal.
already. It's,
Like we've read these so
they're
many times, I
brutal.
know them, and now we have
Brutal.
to, new season, new reads. Okay,
we
sorry.
need subject verb.
Kevin, you're doing Powering Indiana? you-
I'm Power in Indiana, sure.
Okay, good. Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured? Are you in trouble with the law? If so, give us a call and schedule a consultation today with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Powering Indiana, IBEW Local 697 and NECA are proud to now be Powering Indiana, Lake County. From the corporations along the lakefront to the homes across Lake County, Powering Indiana has been safely wiring the region for over 100 years. Powering Indiana, Lake County is Northwest Indiana's source for trusted electrical professionals. Thanks to all our sponsors getting ready for season 10, but now
Season 10 starts on September 8th.
Friday,
and-
September
And I'm
8th.
very happy to say my mommy's watching. Hi, Mom.
Wow.
And very happy
How'd
to
you like the new
introduce a
tattoos?
friend, a columnist, a reporter, a gentleman that runs his own newsletter in Indiana, a political reporter. Let's give it up for Adam Wren from Politico, everybody. And in Portonville. Good to see you, Adam. Thanks.
Founder of
I
Importantville.
actually brought you guys
Oh,
some
All
gifts.
yes.
right. Love it.
Thank you.
Those
Yeah.
are cool.
That
And
is
by the way,
solid.
the material is money.
Nice.
These are the
Cool.
shirts when we
Yeah.
do stuff in Hammond. We
Nice.
always get this material. People wear it.
That's
Thank
awesome.
So
Yeah.
I'm just
These are great.
mincemeat, Adam Wren. No,
Yeah,
no
he's
shirt for
production,
me,
man.
nothing?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got.
Let me just go ahead and mute
Yeah.
Adam there. I don't know what happened, honestly.
I like how.
Adam, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
It's good to be in French Lick. You can't beat this weather. I mean, there's a little bit of coolness in the air.
It's perfect, right?
It's been
So-
perfect. Well, we were just talking about the fact usually when we're down here, it's 95 degrees in the porch, so it's been beautiful this week. We got lucky, and I just appreciate the fact that you brought the, I don't know what letter it would be in IDEA, but you've brought the
Editorial.
editorial part of it.
Right,
right.
The E,
Yeah.
the E in IDEA.
By the
so
way,
I
Adam,
appreciate that.
was it you that put the Fever in the Heartland? You put the recommendation
That's
out
right.
there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that unbelievable?
Have you read that book?
Oh, my God. It blew
I mean,
me
it reads.
away.
Yeah, it reads like.
It's been on his desk all summer.
I knew.
No, I read it in 2 days, but
Yeah.
like I gave it to Marissa already. I was like, I'm telling people, you literally, if you're involved in politics, you
Yeah.
have to read this book.
Yeah. So viewers who are watching, book is called "The Fever in the Heartland" by Timothy Egan, and it basically recounts the KKK's rise to influence in Indiana.
Influence, like dominance, right?
Dominance, yeah. And it follows D.C. Stevenson, who is one of their key lieutenants, and he essentially has his eyes not only on the governor's office but the presidency. And it reads like you're watching a upscale, like HBO gritty drama.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully we're going to be able to bring the author to Indiana this fall.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
With Importantville.
I read
and-
the Immortal Irishman from him also.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a great book
Tim
too.
Egan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But and Hammond plays a big role in the takedown of D.C. Stevenson. This book is called A Fever in Our Heartland, and anybody that's listening right now, if you're interested in Indiana, if you're interested in politics, you don't even need to be from Indiana. This book is a must-read, right?
Yeah, you know who first told me about it? And I've talked to Indiana Republicans and Democrats who both praise it. And the person who first told me about it was actually Mike Schmuel,
Yeah.
the chairman. And so I've been on a mission since I read it to get it in the hands of everybody
yeah.
I know.
It's interesting too because it was 100 years ago, and it's interesting because DC Stevenson was literally like the Donald Trump of his era. It's hard not to like equate what's going on 100 years ago to what's going on now, and the
Yeah.
grip he had on politics was unbelievable.
Well, and so many issues that are brought up in the book are still relevant today. I mean, we've seen in Hamilton County, Hitler being quoted in a Moms for Liberty newsletter. Peter Hanscom, the 5th District Chair, who's here today, sent me a picture of a swastika recently that someone had drawn on a sidewalk in Carmel, Indiana, of all places.
Well, let's remember, I mean, the things that happen in that book, we're talking about like 2.5 generations ago.
Yeah.
You're not talking about people, you're talking about like great-grandparents, potentially, of people that are
And
still
the crazy thing,
Hoosiers.
like, they would have like the Kitty Clan, the women of the clan, like little kids going around with the robes on, and that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, some of these kids, those little kids, some of them are still alive today.
Yeah, there was a fascinating story written in Indianapolis Monthly Magazine a couple of years ago about Noblesville having a museum and releasing the names of KKK members.
right.
And there are families in Indiana who are still wrestling with the legacy of their own family members being in the Klan. And so it's still a tense issue, sensitive issue, I think, for a lot of people wrestling with how they look at their families in the past and how do they make sense of that.
Let me ask you a question. So
Yeah.
you're here, and I know you come every year. It's great to see you again. Do you go? Because obviously, you get to go to the Republican Party. Anything the Libertarians put on. You go bounce around to these things a lot.
Yeah, actually, there's nothing quite like French Lick IDEA for Republicans. They have what's called the Congress of Counties, and they also occasionally do that here at French Lick. But in terms of just the family reunion feel, it doesn't feel like there's a comparable thing to that. I spent a lot of time with Republicans. Broke the news yesterday that Kyle Hupfer, the party chairman, is stepping down. We don't know; he hasn't confirmed, but it's looking like he may well put his thumb on the scales for Brad Chambers, the former IEDC president, who's running in the 5-way primary for governor right now. So I do try to be someone who can talk to both Republicans and Democrats, but you can't be coming to a place like this and build sources with people and build friendships and relationships. And there are a lot of good people in Indiana who are Democrats, and there are a lot of good people in Indiana who are Republicans. And I try to be someone who can talk to both sides.
Let me ask you, Adam. One of the things you just brought up is this 5-way GOP race for the primary for the gubernatorial nomination. On the other side of the aisle, it's just become pretty interesting to watch and to read what you've written about it and to read what others are writing about it. And I think early on, everyone thought, Mike Braun's going to run away with it. But it's seeming like it's really become quite a 3, 4, maybe 5-horse race.
Yeah, I talked to somebody this week after Brad Chambers got in, a Republican, and I said, who's your money on now? And they said, you couldn't pay me to handicap this race at this point. You look at Curtis Hill. This is someone who still has a lot of support in the outstate, still has a lot of small dollar donors, and he's going to try to get to Mike Braun's right. He's going to try to Mike Braun, the way that Mike Braun ran in the 2018 Senate primary. And then you've got Suzanne Crouch, and every day she's releasing a new endorsement at the county level. And every one of those endorsements is a tacit criticism of Mike Braun. You've got Micah Beckwith, who's now running as a lieutenant gubernatorial candidate. We haven't seen that in decades here in Indiana. He's going to try to flip the delegates, get the delegates behind him at convention.
Wow, it's amazing.
And then you've got billionaires. Brad Chambers just has an infinite supply of money and actually is using Trump's pollsters, one of Trump's pollsters, to pull Indiana. So.
A lot of money being raised.
Yeah, it's going to be the most expensive governor's race in Indiana history.
It's raised or self-financed, really.
Yeah.
A little both, right? I look at Suzanne Crouch's numbers and it just amazes me how much she's been able to generate.
She's
and
establishment.
Actually,
sure.
She's actually,
absolutely.
in this last fundraising quarter, she actually is lagging behind the other two candidates.
Wow.
Eric Doden of Fort Wayne, he's raised $6 million, I think, so far in 2 years. And then you've got... you've got a Mike Braun who is actually raising money this time and has said he might not put his own money into the race. So Brad Chambers might not let that happen. So it's just going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. There actually could be a civil war in the party to the point where it may be hard for Republicans to repair the coalition after this primary next May.
Hope
And-
so.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So, all right, fast forward, because obviously we've got a gubernatorial race, we've got states or U.S. Senate race next year, and I was just, I just noticed, I guess, I've been here. It just doesn't seem like there's the, excitement that we usually have down at IDA. Maybe it's because it's an off year and we're not yet to that. This time next year we're going to be looking forward to November, but. What have you noticed as kind of an independent observer?
Yeah, you've come to
of
multiple
IDEA?
IDAs.
Yeah, typically you see the premier top of the ticket gubernatorial candidate doing a hospitality suite, building relationships,
Yeah, it's true.
sponsoring events. I got in, confessedly a little bit late. I got in yesterday afternoon, but I haven't seen that.
I'd agree with you.
And so my question, that's one of my questions for you and Tom. I mean, Tom, you know what this is like,
Yes,
having
sir.
to build a coalition. You need every friend
Yeah.
that you can get and more.
Uh-huh.
So what have you seen from Jennifer McCormick this week at French Lick?
I haven't seen her actually. Myself, I haven't. I mean, I didn't go to the golf outing though. I was at Patoka Lake yesterday, but I haven't seen her at all. And like Kevin said, there was no hospitality suite.
It's just kind of. I was surprised, I guess is the best way to put it. Obviously, we want to win races and we want people to be ready to go. And I was just a little surprised that there wasn't more of a presence. And and sometimes that presence isn't like, a hospitality suite. I mean, that's kind of old school, right?
Right.
But sometimes the presence is everyone's wearing T-shirts.
Everybody with a
Everyone's
button,
got
everybody with a
buttons.
T-shirt, right.
Everyone's
Yeah.
got stuff they're
Well,
passing
like
out.
Pete Buttigieg, the year he was
Oh,
running,
yeah.
there was that
Signs
VP
up and down
everywhere, right?
everywhere.
You
Yeah.
see stuff like that. It's like that's how you make a splash.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the weekend to make a splash.
Oh
and-
yeah. I mean, this is the week. I think people are like, well, why do you go to French Lick? You don't really get much out of it. Is there anything to be had there? One, obviously, relationship building, source building. But two, as a reporter, you actually see the level of grassroots organization if a candidate is really serious. And you saw that with Pete. I see Keith Potts, Indianapolis
Keith
City
Potts,
County
absolutely.
Councilor.
Now,
Keith
see,
Potts
I've
in the
seen
background.
his
I did
buttons
see-
around.
I did
A
see
lot of
some.
I was
KP.
going to mention KP.
I saw
Keith
some
Potts
Keith
got some
Potts
stuff. He's running-
signs on the way into French Lick.
Yeah.
And so, that takes volunteer work, that takes groundwork, and so that kind of stuff is important at French
I
Lick.
did run into Keith Potts. I have to give him
Yeah.
credit, and I
Yeah.
know he was working, and I saw a lot of people with the buttons.
And
but-
I saw the buttons on the tables and a lot of KP stuff out here. So
Yeah.
credit to Keith.
So that's good. But another thing I didn't see much of is AG. I've
No.
heard rumors, but
down
no-
ballot
Yeah.
races.
Right. So I think that we definitely need. If hopefully next year when we come back to French Lick, we see a lot more of a presence from our governor's campaign.
Yeah.
See a lot more of a presence from our attorney general's campaign. I imagine we come back next year and Keith Potts' campaign is a lot more developed than it is right now.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Who do you see running for AG against Todd Rokita?
I heard that Harper is running for it.
Yeah,
I heard
I
that.
reported that.
I haven't
Yeah.
run into. You did report.
reported
okay.
that, yeah,
I
yeah.
probably got it. And
Yeah.
then I'm still holding out hope for my little sister from the campaign.
Destiny?
Yeah,
Yeah, Destiny
I am
Wells.
hoping.
Yeah.
If she ran, I would be hard pressed not to support her because
Yeah.
Destiny, and I would do everything I could from Northwest Indiana to help her because she's my little sister from the campaign. She's incredibly talented. I think, and she's got the fire, man. I think
She'd
Destiny's
take it to
great.
Rokita.
She would take it
Yeah.
to Rokita, and but it's still. I mean, she knows how tough it is because we just got off the road. You
Yeah.
know? But
Yeah.
that's my
All right.
favorite.
Yeah.
We got to roll.
Yeah.
Got to
Yeah.
keep moving.
Sounds good.
But no, thank you
Adam,
so much for coming on.
Adam, so Importantville.
Yeah.
How do we subscribe to Importantville?
Importantville.com, VILLE.com, important.
And how long you been doing this?
I've been doing this since May of 2018, so this is year 5.
And now Politico. It's
I'm
it's a split of
national
a time
poli-
between the two of them.
Yeah, I mean, Politico is my main day job, national political correspondent there, covering the 2024 race, both Democrats and Republicans. So,
Tell you,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to reading your articles. I always love reading them.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Adam.
Yeah.
Give it up for Adam Ram from Politico.
Awesome, Adam.
everybody.
Thanks for
Thank you.
coming on. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank
Thanks,
you.
brother. Good to see you. Thanks for the shirt, Adam.
Oh, give me the mic. There you go. Great. We're going to have Keith Potts up real quick.
All right, let's go. Let's give it up for
Here he comes.
running for Indiana U.S. Senator,
Here
Keith
he
Potts,
comes.
Indiana counselor. Hey, Keith, what's up?
Hopefully
man?
collecting
Good to
a lot
see
of signatures.
you. Yeah. What's up, Keith?
Well, speaking of signatures, I brought a Lake County form up here with me.
Let me help you out
so
right
that
now.
While
That
we're
is
sitting
easy.
here, I can
Now
grab
that's
your
what
And I'm a
talking about.
registered voter, and I will make it legible. I
Yes,
promise.
make sure
There's
you got
one-
the right
You are
address,
one for
and-
one. That's
and
right.
when we're talking about buttons, I
Thank
got
you,
buttons
sir.
for you here. Hopefully,
Thank you,
see
Keith.
a lot of signs coming
Keith
in on
Potts.
the road. It's been a fun weekend so far, getting to see folks from throughout the state, seeing good friends who we see here. You know, like Adam was saying, it's like a family reunion.
It sure is.
It's good to be back.
Well, thanks for being here, and talk a little bit about what you're doing now. I know you're a counselor in Indy, and just like Allie Brown, and tell me what you're thinking about doing next year.
Yeah, so elected to the council in 2019, I took on a Republican incumbent in a race that folks didn't necessarily see as being on the map. And then we ended up winning with 61.5% of the vote. So we flipped that seat, and then I was just incredibly proud of the work that we've done in the council in the years since then. Being sworn in on January 1st, 2020, and then the world shutting down 2.5 months later.
That's a tough first term, my friend.
It's quite a first term. I tease that this one term, it's been about a decade's worth of experiences.
Yeah.
So I feel really proud of the work that we've done in Indianapolis, and want to take, that work where we hear from our community, we respond to it, and we deliver. Want to take that over to Washington, because we see folks, whether it's Mike Braun, who's in there right now in that seat, or the Republican presumptive candidate, Jim Banks, who we know he's not going to be a representative for every person in Indiana, for every community, and I think Hoosiers deserve better than that.
Keith, I just got off the road running for U.S. Senate, and what did you learn from my campaign that's going to help you run for U.S. Senate?
Well, I give you a hell of a lot of credit, because it's a tough campaign. You know it better than anyone. And you were also in a position, you were taking on an incumbent.
Yeah.
And an incumbent who had managed not to upset too many people in his base, especially at a really volatile time for the Republican Party nationally. But what I have to say that I respect is so much about your campaign, and what I am learning and taking from you is we as Democrats, especially here in Indiana, given the position that we're in, we cannot be afraid to throw a punch.
Yeah.
We cannot be afraid to throw a punch. We cannot be afraid to go on the offensive. In every interview that I've done so far, I have pointed out some of the votes that Jim Banks has taken. He wanted to, he didn't even show up to vote to raise the debt ceiling, so he racks up all the bills under President Trump, and then he doesn't want to pay them.
You've already got some good talking points.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things I think I heard so much, and Zach and I heard on the campaign trail with Tom, is that it was, it's so refreshing to have a Democratic candidate that's aggressive and out there and pushing the issues and making sure we're not backing down. And we heard that a lot. I mean, if Zach's still here, I'm sure he'd be shaking his head. But yeah, right, Zach? Yeah, I mean, we heard that. So I'm glad, Keith, that you're thinking that, you're doing that same thing. It's real important, I think, to bring it to him.
Well, and it's so many of the big issues that we're seeing right now, whether it's the broader economic issues of keeping jobs and industries here at home in Indiana, or some of the issues that we see that the Republicans nationally are using to try and divide us, book bans, attacking the LGBTQ plus community. I'm a proud, openly gay man, and I see every day what these attacks mean. But if they think they're going to call me something that I haven't been called before, they can bring it on, and I'm ready to come right back at them.
That's awesome. Great. Well,
You're a young man, Keith.
34 years old.
Awesome. You know who was 34 when he got elected mayor?
Am I looking at him?
This guy right here. That's right.
This 54-year-old guy. Yeah, that's
54-year-old. Yeah. You know who's not 34 anymore? This guy right here.
Well, listen, great. Keith, thank you so much for coming on.
That's Keith Potts. Keith, how do we donate money to your U.S. Senate campaign?
Nice and easy.
By the way, raising money for U.S. Senate requires individual money. You can't give corporate money. You can't, so Keith, you gotta give him individual money.
That's right. And at the website, it's nice and easy. KeithPotts.com. KeithPotts.com. You can contribute there.
Thanks, and listen, brother. Make sure if you're from Lake County, you're signing that signature. So get Keith his signatures. Please sign that list.
Signatures.
All right, thanks, Keith.
Keith
Thanks
Potts
for coming
for
on.
U.S. Senate, everybody. Let's give it up for Keith, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Team KP.
And to finish up this special LOCPod episode, we got one of our favorite mayors.
The closer.
Who's the closer.
Let's give it up for Mayor Clint Lamb from Sullivan, Indiana.
Maybe his last.
A repeat guest to LOCPod. What's up, brother?
Mayor Clint. Good to see you, my man.
Calling in the bullpen, baby.
What's up, Clint?
How are you enjoying your the finale?
I got new tattoos, man. You see that?
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that cool?
I had a tattoo in 5th grade. It's called a scar. I broke my arm.
Really?
Broke my arm in wrestling. I stuck with cross country after that.
Damn. No
120 pounds
That's
ago.
That's a bad match. Breaking your arm in wrestling.
Broke my arm in baseball. Broke my arm in wrestling. I said, I'm running.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm playing badminton.
So tell, Mayor, I know that last time we had you on, a lot of stuff we talked about was the tornado that went through Sullivan, the town that you've been mayor of for coming up on 12 years.
12 years, yeah.
And you decided not to run for re-election. So as we sit here
hanging,
today, this
man.
could be the last
What the hell?
French lick as Mayor Clinton Lamb, not the last French lick with Clinton Lamb.
Well, you're always mayor, right?
That's true.
You know what? You're a former mayor, but
Agree.
you're always mayor.
I always
so
say.
you
People
know
still call my dad mayor.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
My gosh, it was a privilege of my lifetime. I've said that. When I announced my candidacy, remember, in 1986,
That's
when
right.
I was in kindergarten. and just ran in 2011. So, I always wanted to be the mayor. My great-grandpa was mayor 48 to 52. But most importantly, I wanted to be the mayor because, you know what? We just love people, do we not?
Yes,
we
sir.
love our
I love
city. We
people.
love people. We want to be their champ. People are talking about it. Everybody's saying it.
Are you staying in
People.
Sullivan? You're not going anywhere.
Heck no, I'm a hometown boy, and I'm going to continue to advocate for the greater good and for the great folks of the city of Sullivan, regardless of what my title or capacity
He
like
built
that.
that pool for himself.
I was
He's
gonna
gonna
say,
be
you're
using
gonna be
that
in
the rest
that-
of his damn life.
He's got like lounge
There's
chair
a
number
clause
one.
in it. The former mayors get access to it.
No matter what.
Late night access.
Not really.
Skinny dipping hours are 10 p.m. to 11.
That's only if we host the Indiana Conference of Mayors.
Whoa. Are we sure we want it?
That's it. It's a good scene, believe me.
Oh,
Bunch
yeah.
of naked mayors. That's what everybody wants to
Everybody looking forward to that.
see. Yeah.
Well, Clint, how's French Lick been? We're going to wrap this show up just after you, so tell us.
No, it's
what
great.
you-
This is I've said this before. I came down here in 1997, my senior year. I was president of the Sullivan County Young Democrats, and it was the year that the O'Bannons were celebrating their 40th anniversary.
Great.
Senator Bai announced his candidacy for the U.S. Senate, and
I bet you that was jamming.
it was great, man. Yeah, you're a senior in high school, and
Wow.
you're just that was the heyday. And
Yeah.
I said this morning at the mayor's breakfast, and it's so important. It's our 142nd year. It's great that we're paying homage to our past here at French Lick, but we're also getting ready for the future.
That's right, baby.
Right?
We have to.
Because there's got to be an influx of the traditional and the all wings of the party, left, middle, moderate, whatever it is. It's what's going to take us into the future.
You
So-
got it, Mayor. Well,
I
listen.
thought
Yeah.
people started clapping for you at first.
I did too.
Yeah, you
but
think so?
I thought they just dropped
That or they're
something.
packing.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, and I'll leave you with this, I really believe that we're at a point now in our nation's history, our city's history, whatever the case may be, where there's a lot of folks. Sure, you see a lot of partisan people here this weekend. You hear from a lot of partisan people on social media, but I think there's still a lot of us right there in the middle that
I
are just
agree.
wanting a champion. They're wanting a fighter.
I agree.
Hate to give him credit, but that's why he was so popular. I mean, he got into that, I'm going to fight for you, you've been forgotten. But you know what? That's what we do as mayors. That's what Tom McDermott does. That's
Every
why I was
day.
always inspired by this guy, because he just fights.
Just got done with a fight this week.
Right before we got here.
That's
right.
right.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm looking forward to the municipal elections this year.
Yeah, man.
We talk a lot about gubernatorial and next year, but you know what? We got to bring the excitement. We got to bring the enthusiasm, because as you guys know, I'm preaching the choir. It all starts at home. So best of luck to our municipal candidates this year.
Thanks, Mayor Clint.
Thanks for having me on the
Thanks for coming
show.
on, buddy.
Give it up
I
for
love
Always
you
good to
both.
see you.
Clint Lamb,
God
everybody.
bless you.
Good to see you, brother.
Thanks, Mayor Clint. Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy. Thanks for coming on. Okay.
And I do want to say thanks to everybody for watching our special LOCPod pop-up episode. We are back on the air September 8th. We're going back on for season
10.
10.
Double digits.
Season 10, yeah.
It actually happened.
Yeah. But
Well, not- we're not
until
there
then,
yet.
we got a couple more weeks of vacation left, and we're going to be back. Like I said, we'll be throwing guests on. We're getting ready for the municipal election cycle.
That's
So,
it?
Yeah.
Tune in, subscribe, do whatever you need to do on Apple Pod,
Yeah.
Cast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, for example.
Stitcher.
Thank you, Steve.
Grinder, all that stuff.
And thanks
But,
to John and Steve for all the
yeah.
work they do.
But Steve, thanks for lining up this pop-up episode. John, thanks for taking all the gear down here and getting it all set up. Want to thank French Lick Resorts for letting us set up out on the patio. It's always nice to come out here. Thanks to our live studio audience and all of our guests that came on. We do love doing LOCPod. We miss you guys, but we did need a break. So
Yeah, and thank you also to IDEA and the Democratic Party, Mike Schmull, Chairman,
Yeah, sorry we
Zanae
couldn't
Brooks,
get
our
Mike on.
Executive Director. They were down at a State Central Committee meeting, but thanks for letting us do this on the porch. We appreciate it.
So anyway, thanks for watching LOCPod, everybody. LOCPod's going to be out, and we're going to be back on September 8th. Don't forget to tune in. We'll see you on that Friday morning. In the meantime, have a nice rest of the summer, everybody. LOCPod is out.